Hello everyone, I hope you're all well and welcome to another video. Today I thought I would introduce and close up the video that you're about to see. Today I thought I would just introduce this vlog. I've had this idea for a while now of like taste tests. So I'd been thinking, like last year sort of, I really want to read some of my favourite booktubers and friends, now friends, books, for like their favourites. So I had this idea for a while and I just put it off and put it off and put it off because my reading was all over the place last year, and when I got into the groove I didn't want to ruin it by potentially picking something up that I really didn't like, so I just avoided it. And then this time round I decided I would bite the bullet and do it. It's currently the 12th of March when I'm filming this introduction, but the clips you're going to see are from way earlier, like back end of January, beginning of February, when the snow hit. So you will see clips of the snow and it's probably blazing sunshine outside by the time this video goes up, so I do apologise if you're confused. Don't worry, we all are, it's fine. But this first video is based off the wonderful LIANNE from novel Menagerie, or literary diversions depending on how you know her. Hopefully I've put her picture up here. If I haven't, this is just going to look really awkward. So LIANNE's videos really inspire me. She's just so down to earth, she's so genuine, and I have to say this past year we've become friends. I mean, I hope I can say that. I feel like I can say that. If you're not my friend LIANNE, I'm sorry. But yeah, that was really awkward. But anyway, I feel like I can confidently say that over the past year me and LIANNE have become friends. To the point where if one of us is having a shitty day, I'm pretty sure the other one would happily, you know, let them confide and cheer each other up kind of thing. Which we kind of do anyway in reactions to Insta stories and stuff, but that's by the by. So my first taste test was for LIANNE. Now, LIANNE loves thrillers. So I am not a massive thriller reader. I like to pretend that I am, but I'm really not. I can pick a thriller up and fly through it and absolutely love it, but then I'll go to the shop and pick loads and loads of thrillers up and not read them. This is perfect case in point, because when I looked through the books, you'll see which books I picked in the coming clips, but when I looked through the books on her 5 stars on Goodreads and her favourite reads videos, like her tops and bottoms and stuff, and her favourite reads of 2020 and 2019 and 2018, I did a lot of research. I came across a couple of thrillers, and the one that I picked and then read, I then went out and bought more thrillers, and now I don't want to read them. So that's a problem, but I'm sure I'll get around to them soon, because I know that LIANNE is reading one in March. She's reading a Lucy Foley in March, and I was like, I have that book, I should message her and buddy read about it, but I forgot, in true Rebecca style. But anyway, I will put the screen recording here of me going through her Goodreads. The rule for this was basically that I would not pick up something from an author that I've read if I could help it, or a sequel in a series. If a sequel came up that I had the first of in the series on my shelves, I would pick that potentially, and I just kind of go through them all, and I found a couple of options that I like. Now I have Heartstopper here, was the first, it wasn't the first one, but it's the easiest one in my reach. So I had Heartstopper, I also had The Family Upstairs, I had My Brother's Husband, I had Obsidio, and The Diviners by Libba Bray. Those were the ones that were my key. I really want to get to them because I know that LIANNE loved them. And then I messaged LIANNE and I said, if you could recommend me any book, what would it be? And one of the ones she picked was The Martian. Now I read and loved The Martian, and then I seen the adaptation and loved that too, and it's very rare that I find not a lot of faults with a film when it's an adaptation, so I was really pleased about that as well. So I decided not to include that because I didn't want to do any rereads. So I went with Heartstopper, The Diviners, The Family Upstairs, My Brother's Husband, and Obsidio. So you will see in the following clips how I got on, but I just have to point out that, oh, I also had Every Hot Doorway. That was one of her highly recommended ones as well, which she actually gifted me. So without further ado, this is going to be a chaotic mess. I hope you enjoy.
Where do the clouds go? Baby, I don't know. Maybe they'll be back tomorrow, we will know. How many times do I have to tell you? Early in the morning, you're beautiful too. Early in the morning, you're beautiful too.
Hello, how are we all? Happy Monday. It's not Monday, it's Wednesday. Wow. That noise in the background is my dishwasher. I do apologise. I can't be bothered to shut the door. It is currently the 10th of February, so I thought I would do a little reading update. It's been snowing, as you'll have seen from the footage that I'm either putting in before or after this clip. But reading update, I'm on page 244 of The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This one I know was one of Leanne's loved books and I do want to sit and read it more. Something like really important really just happened and I do want to sit and read it, but I'm currently working so I can't. So I thought because, oh hello, you're shaking, that's not good. I thought because Dan has currently nipped out for a walk to just go double check his grandma's doing okay. He will be socially distanced, it's fine. He's gonna walk there, walk back. It's been snowing and I just wanted something to listen to because I still have another 2.5 hours of work left. So I had another rummage around Leanne's Goodreads because I swore that I had seen a popular book that I had started reading last year and just didn't pick back up again. I swore that I'd seen it on her feed and I was right, and that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. So when I started this one, I got to a page 138 and it was okay. I wasn't really gelling with it, like I don't think I was in the right frame of mind for it. However, it's on Audible, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and listen to it and try and catch up to where I got up to in the book while I'm doing my hair and while I'm working. And when I finish work, I might go out and build a snowman. I'm 28, but that's not the point. I might go out and build a snowman, filming it, maybe, I don't know, because Dan's suggestion of going for a walk this afternoon would have been brilliant, except that I'm working, so I can't. Yeah. So anyway, I am going to listen to this on Audible. It was just on his lunch break while he's nipped out. I just didn't have enough time because I get less lunch than he does. So I'm going to listen to this until he gets back on speaker at full volume while I do my hair and do my work. And then after work, possibly take you out with me again for a bit of a walk. But I do remember vaguely enjoying this. It follows Evie, who goes to live with her uncle, who's a bit of an oddball from what I remember, and it's supposed to be a paranormal urban-y fantasy situation. And yeah, from what I remember, not a lot had happened. No, something bad had happened in those first 138 pages that made you like, whoa, and then the perspective changed and I was like, I want to be back at that perspective. So I'm going to give this a listen. I know that Leanne really enjoyed this one. I think she gave it 5 stars, 4 or 5 stars according to Goodreads. This sounds really stalkerish. I did have a look on her Goodreads for the past like year for like high rated books that I could listen to, and I ended up going into Audible and getting this one because it wasn't on Scribd. So I've rejoined Scribd for no reason because this one also wasn't on there and I didn't want to use a credit for that much book. So I'm going to give this one another go and I shall update you all in a bit. Look at it, it's so pretty. Also, side note, Tartan Bookmark, also from Novel Menagerie. Highly recommend. That's Leanne's shop. Love her to bits. Anyway, on with the listening.
I know what you can do, change the world, I know it's true. Oh, in your eyes, a million skies, painted pink and blue and white. Now you're getting so close, and don't stop now, you're further than most. Yeah, hear me out, I think you should know that. Think you should know that. You got that glow. Can't stop that slow rise, yeah. You got that glow.
Happy the 11th of February. As I said at the start of this, don't really know what timeline this is going to be in, but I listened to some more of the Diviners and I got onto page 46, which is nowhere near where I've gotten up to in my physical read of it previously, but I'm just not gelling with it at the minute and I don't know what it is. She's just met up with her uncle, so I know that it's going to start getting more interesting at this point. From what I remember, it was getting interesting anyway, so I don't really know what's going on with me when it comes to this. I'm feeling very meh right now, which is a shame because I know that so many people enjoy this, and when I was listening to it at first I was like, I remember some of this is really interesting, and then things happen with the train and I can't seem to keep my concentration when I'm listening to it, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try and persevere up until at least the point that I read up to physically, so that I'm kind of up to speed with it, and then maybe try and physically read it some more. But I haven't actually made any progress more in the family upstairs since I updated yesterday. After work yesterday we decided to go play in the snow, as you'll have seen from the montage, so not a lot of reading was done after work yesterday. In fact, none of the reading was done after work yesterday because we ended up watching Staged and we ended up watching some of Frozen Planet, I think it is. So I'm gonna go back to listening to some more of the Diviners while I work, and yeah, I shall update you in a little bit when I've read some more. But so far I'm really enjoying the family upstairs. As I've previously said, I've found the Diviners okay. I'm hoping that once I get into it properly it kind of picks up a little bit. I have 11 hours 6 minutes left out of this 16.5-hour audiobook, so it's not too bad. I've listened to quite a bit of it because I'm listening to it on 1.5 speed, which is nothing compared to what some people listen to it too. Anyway, yes, back to working, back to listening, back to reading clearly, so I shall update you all in a bit. Bye. Hello everyone, happy 21st of February. It's Sunday evening. I am literally about to go to bed, but I do have an update. I finished The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. So this was the first book that I had intended on doing for this reading challenge. It's the thing that kind of kickstarted this whole thing, and this is the first book that I've completed in 2021, and it is nearly the end of February. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So if you don't know, sorry, the premise of The Family Upstairs is that there is a family that basically there's two families living in this one house, and one day 3 adults have been murdered and there's a baby upstairs in a cot, and we go down this long winding story of how this baby came to be in this cot, who the baby is, who the 3 bodies are, who else was in that family, and the general lives of those people. And it follows 3 timelines. So it follows the baby but in the present-ish day. It then follows one of the young girls in this family as she is gradually making her way through life, and it also follows a third party who remains anonymous until pretty much the end of the book. And I didn't see who they were. I didn't get that they were going to be that person until that person admitted that that's who they were, and I was shocked by it. I loved the fact that I could put this down and pick it back up and not be worried about forgetting where I was. I really enjoyed each of the timelines. There is, however, trigger warnings in this for abuse, rape, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, violence, isolation, if that triggers anybody. Given the circumstances, it's very plausible. Considering some of the trigger warnings that I would personally give this, it could be a tough read for some people, as in certain elements could be tough. But overall, this book was something that I was really pleased to have picked up. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars and I loved it. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm now going to go to bed because I'm due back at work. I've had a few days off due to family things. If you follow my Twitter around this time, you will know what's happened. My grandma sadly passed away on, what day are we on? We're on Sunday, on Friday, and today would have been her birthday. So this was a very much welcomed distraction. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I had obviously had the days prior to her passing off with work, so it's my first day back in like 4 days tomorrow, so I'm going to be dreading that early start. Not that they weren't early starts anyway, but I'm going to be dreading that logging on feeling. And yeah, I've been feeling very absent from the bookish community. But anyway, that's a different video. Really enjoyed this, 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm so thankful that this was a welcome distraction for me. Next up, however, I have The Diviners downstairs. As you know, I was listening to that to catch up to where I was, but I'm thinking either Heartstopper or Obsidio. I know Leanne, when I showed her my book list, was like, oh my god, you need to read The Brother's Husband, but I feel like I'm not in the right frame of mind for that at the moment, which is fine. So I'm going to pick up either Heartstopper or Obsidio. Not right now though, I'm going to go to bed right now. But yeah, this was a tired update, and I shall speak to you all in the next update, whenever that may be. Night. Hello everyone, happy Thursday the 25th of January, February. So, an indication of how well my week's been going, this morning I opened a cupboard door and one of our coffee glasses fell out and smashed everywhere. So, that's what I've been doing with my morning. Great, fab so far. Yeah, I thought I would come on and give you a quick update. Yesterday I started reading on my iPad. I started reading My Brother's Husband on the iPad, which is a manga, and I'm loving it. So My Brother's Husband follows the story of a young man whose parents passed away when they were younger, and it was just him and his twin brother until his twin brother sadly died. And one day gets a knock at the door, and his brother's husband, a Canadian man, comes up and is like, hi, you must be such and such, my husband's brother. Now, this man, this man's from Canada, and his husband moved from Japan to Canada to live his life to the fullest, obviously, because I'm assuming because of his sexuality and the restrictions that Japan have on such issues. We follow this young man as he comes to his husband's family's house and discovers a young girl who's living there who is clearly so sheltered, and it's just so sweet and innocent, and she's asking all of the questions. She's not afraid to ask questions such as, so can a man marry a man? Why can a man marry a man in Canada but not here? And her dad's just like mind blown at the fact that he, for some reason, stopped speaking to his brother, and he didn't really pinpoint why until his brother's husband turns up. And sadly, obviously, by that point, it is too late for him to reconcile with his brother. And so far, I am on to part 4, I think I'm about halfway through, and I am loving it. I am loving the innocence of the young girl. I'm loving the journey that we are being taken on by our main character. I know the husband is Mike, and I know the child is Kana, but we are being taken on this journey through the main character of realization that it's okay to love who you want to love, even if your, not society as such, but your, you know, your mindset, your societal mindset says otherwise. It's fine. If you want to love that man and you're a man, you love that man. If you want to love that woman and you're a man, you love that woman, and vice versa. And, you know, it's all very innocent, and I'm fully prepared to have my heart ripped out. I have been speaking to Leanne about this, and she's like, oh my god, you're gonna cry. And I was like, I don't think I can cry anymore this past week. So beg to differ. We shall wait and see. I've also considered picking up, I have 5 minutes until I start work, and I was going to pick this up this morning with the audiobook until I smashed the glass, because I was ready to sit and log on and just wait to log on early and read this. But I have 5 minutes now because I had to clean up Glassgate. But this is Obsidio, which is book 3 in the Illuminae files. I'm thinking of this one because The Diviners hasn't really piqued my attention, unfortunately. So that's left to one side. I do want to read it one day, I just don't know when that day will be. So at the minute I've ditched it in a favour of Obsidio. I had previously started reading this one, but I took the bookmark out and put it back to the front. This one is the 3rd in the Illuminae files. It's a continuation but also separation from the main Illuminae story. It follows, the first one follows a ship. It follows 2 people, sorry, to begin with, on this planet that is basically has impending doom, to the point where everyone evacuates, and we follow the two main characters who are on separate ships. They're separated from families, all that kind of stuff, and just how they survive. And is something more sinister going on? I just realised this is Fel. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, it's Fel again. Is something more sinister going on, all that kind of stuff. And then Gemini is something similar. I did prefer Gemini to Illuminae. I didn't really enjoy Illuminae, so that if anything, this is the one that I am dreading the most, because I know that the series hasn't been a total high for me, and I know that Leanne marked it 5 stars, so no pressure. But yeah, that is the plan, and I shall update you all in a bit, maybe. But yeah, bye. Hello, welcome back. Let's pretend that I have not just closed off that introduction that you've seen way back when at the start of the video. Did you enjoy the snowy scenes? Because I love the snow. What did you think of the books that I read? Did you enjoy them? Did you agree? Yeah, this footage kind of ends quite promptly, because once I picked up Every Heart a Doorway and The Diviners and Obsidio, I listened via audiobook for The Diviners and caught up with where I previously was, as I had mentioned in that clip. However, I did not continue. I just stopped listening because I wanted to kind of read along with the book. I just stopped listening and stopped caring, and in turn picked up Every Heart a Doorway. And I got about 12 to 13 pages in and just stopped. I then picked up Obsidio. I didn't really open the cover of that and didn't bother. So it kind of failed in the sense of that I read 2 amazing books and then just stopped. I also have Heartstopper here, but I'm going to go on a live in like half an hour, so I'm going to try and read this in the live, or Jade City, or The Diviners, or just anything else. So yeah, overall I do feel like if I had been more dedicated, because I fell out of love with this challenge with myself very, very quickly, if I'd been more dedicated, I probably would have enjoyed, if I'd given it a chance, The Diviners. I really enjoyed re-listening to it, so I feel like if I had have continued and got stuck in, like really sunk my teeth into it and just sat and read it for a couple of hours, I think I would have been fine, but I didn't. So now it's sat on my shelves and I'm contemplating unhauling it, because that's where we're at today. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I am on par. I'm not on par with her reading taste. I mean, I'm very similar in reading tastes, in that I absolutely adored The Family Upstairs. My Brother's Husband made me cry. I read it at a time when things were happening with my family, and I think I just connected on a new kind of level, so that made me cry. I really did enjoy what I read of The Diviners, and I feel like Every Heart a Doorway is the one that I'm just gonna have to sit and binge read. I feel a little bit stressed out about that one because the writing is very flowery, and I'm kind of gutted that this is my first delve into Shauna Maguire, Myra Grant kind of territory. I think I've picked the hardest thing to kind of just get on with. For someone who doesn't really enjoy flowery writing, I mean, I waffle on a lot, but I hate it when books do that. It's a horrible cliche, I know, but I did really enjoy The Family Upstairs. I love the thriller aspect. I love the fact that it was set over several timelines with several different characters, and you knew what was happening in each one, as in it was easy to follow, the characters were easy to define, the timelines weren't difficult to follow as well. You kind of knew that once one thing was happening in the present day, obviously everything had previously happened, but in the past you were looking at like several different timelines, and I really, really liked that. The twist, I did not see the twist, so to speak. I didn't expect that. It was great how that took me by surprise, and I just loved the fact that I could message Leanne about a book that I was reading based off of her tastes, and we would talk about it, and that really was a nice thing to feel. I just wish that I'd done this sooner. So overall, I really, really enjoyed 2 of the books, as in the 2 I completed. I really enjoyed The Diviners. The bits that I read I really enjoyed. I didn't pick up this, which I'm kind of sad about, so I'm going to try and give it a go, but as somebody who doesn't really like graphic novels and absolutely ate up and adored My Brother's Husband, I've got high hopes for Heartstopper. So yeah. Oh yay, Vanessa's just wrapping up filming a video, that's good. We're going live at 2:30, not that you'll know that by now, but it should be somewhere for you to go back and watch. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I will leave a link to Leanne's channel down below, as well as her Etsy store, because she does the best bookmarks. They're just the cutest bookmarks. I love them so, so much. I have a massive collection, and I'm due to collect some space ones soon. She's sent me some space ones, as in I bought them from a shop. So I needed some spacey ones to go with my spacey books, so I'm getting an Animal Crossing Celeste, and I'm very, very happy about that. So I'll leave a link to her shop down below where she does pins and key rings and bookmarks and flags for your pins. I'll leave all of the links down below to Leanne. I'll leave some of her videos down below that I really enjoyed as well, and I'll leave a link to all of the books I've mentioned in this video down below, which will be an affiliate link if you do choose to go through to them. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you click that little like and subscribe, click the bell icon too while you're down there. You might as well get notified every time I post, because I'm so sporadic now, it's ridiculous. If you open my description box, you will find a link to all my social media channels as well as the books and Leanne, as I've just mentioned, and I shall see you all soon in another video. Bye!